Hey, this is Hans from Dakota Angler and Outfitter. Today we're tying another tungsten jig nymph, which have been dynamite for us this past season. This is a tungsten jig red butt. Kind of an attractor nymph, but a very effective fly for me this past year. Again, you can use this as kind of a template to change the colors around to suit your needs, but this particular color scheme worked very well for us. I've got a Syndicate 400 BK jig nymph hook in the vise with, and that's a size 14. And then I've got a 3mm slotted tungsten bead on there. I'm going to start my thread right behind the bead. I'm using 16-aught thread here. You could use 70 denier if you want. I just like the minimal bulk that you get with this 16-aught TMCO thread. Trim off my excess. The tail is going to be coq de leon. I want the tail to be about the length of the hook shank. Wrap forward. When I get behind the bead, if there's any left over or extra material, just snip that off. While I'm up at the front of the hook, I'll take a piece of small copper wire, tie that in along the side of the hook shank, wrap back to the tie-in point for the tail. And now we're going to do 3 different colors of dubbing. We'll start with our red, which will be kind of the attractor part of this nymph, kind of a hot spot. Red dubbing at the back. You don't need a lot, just a little bit since it's at the back of the fly. You don't want to make that part of the fly too bulky. Go forward about 1/3 of the way on the hook shank with the red. Now I'm going to switch to just kind of a standard hare's ear color and go another 1/3 of the hook shank. Again, you don't need lots of dubbing. Always start with a little bit and you can always add more. Okay, now that we've got those 2 colors on, we'll go ahead and do our copper rib. You're probably going to get 4 to 5 ribs on this size fly. Tie off the wire. And you can either trim that off or sometimes, there you go, if you just wiggle the wire back and forth, it will break loose at your tie-off point. And now we'll just fill the rest with a little black thorax. And I'm going to use black squirrel dubbing here. Nice and spiky. You can use a little more dubbing for the thorax. You want that to be a little fuller. Build up. Nice little thorax there. You could put that on in a dubbing loop if you want a really buggy thorax. Or you could also, once you've built this up, you can go back in with a bodkin, or sometimes I'll even just take like an old toothbrush and cut off half of the bristles. Then you can tease that dubbing out a little bit, give it some nice bugginess. And then we'll do a little whip finish. You got a finished fly. And again, you could alter these color schemes a little bit, do an orange butt or a bright green butt, mess around with some ice dub colors there, you know, add just a little bit of color to the back end of that fly, and it's a great attractor. We did really well with this nymph this summer in just this same exact color combination. We also sell this as a finished fly on our website, so if you don't tie your own, but this is the type of fly you want to fish, you can buy these pre-tied on our website. Thanks for watching. I'm Hans from Dakota Angler and Outfitter, and we just finished tying the tungsten red butt jig nymph. You'll find lots of other videos at our website, flyfishsd.com.